Hello everyone and welcome back to our European Journeyman series with Napoli. Now today we've got the second leg of our Europa League semi-final. We won the first leg 3-1 at home, setting ourselves up very nicely for this game against Atletico Madrid. Because of that one away goal, if we fail to do the job today, we will be missing out on any hope of Champions League football next season. So we need to make sure that we do go through. We can afford to concede one goal, but that is the limit. Ideally, we will score early on and rule out that away goal and give ourselves the best chance of going through. But it's going to be a very tough match, and Atletico are a tough team. Also today, we'll finish off the league season with games against Cagliari, Cesena and Juventus, which is a big one at home there. But the league at this point not entirely that important because we're now 7 points off Milan and Palermo, which means that it's all about keeping the 4-point gap over Fiorentina. I want to have a 4-point gap by the time we play Juventus because we will probably lose that game. So we need to make sure that we have secured our place just in case things don't go to plan in the Europa League. But a lot to look forward to. Hopefully we can get this win against Atletico Madrid and really put ourselves in the best chance at the start of next season, being able to bring in the highest caliber players in the transfer window. Hopefully we'll get a bigger budget as well if we get into the Champions League. But for this match, the team is still quite fresh. We're going to play with Morgenstern leading the line, Bernard and Gabbiadini on the wings, with Odja, Asensio, Diawara in midfield, and then Traore, Musacchio, Koundé and Florenzi the back four, with Alex Murray in goal. Corner from Koke sent into the middle. Koundé clears it away. Hopefully we can avoid giving them an early goal, but it's come to Moroni in the box. He was completely alone there. How has he been allowed to have that much time and space? And he's found the bottom corner, and now there is just one goal stopping us from going out at the semi-final stage. Here's Rafa Suarez into Saul. Now Koke finds Saul again. Bentancur over the top. Koundé should get to that. Hopefully he can clear it as well. He sends it back to Murray. Risky pass there. Koundé on to Musacchio. Back to Murray, launched forward, and Bernard does win the header. There's Traore, trying to bring it forward from left back. He's lost the ball to Moroni though, and then does get it back at least. He's tried to switch the flank there ridiculously. Koke to Bentancur. Koke again over the top for Molina Lucero. He puts it in, and Alcacer has put us on the verge of going out of the Europa League. We have to score now, otherwise it's all over. Corner from Florenzi. Cleared out towards Gabbiadini, who heads it back to Florenzi. Ball in, comes to Musacchio. Odja's in there, Bernard, and it's cleared away. That was our chance for a goal. Asensio with the ball, just about over 20 minutes left as Morgenstern runs at their defence. He's gone for goal as well. That was wasteful. He should have passed it to the right. Well, we're into the last 10 minutes now. If we don't score, we are going out of this competition. Quesada has lost the ball to Denayer. Now Alcacer. It doesn't really matter if Atletico score at this point because we will still be able to force extra time. It's all about whether we can get the goal. Saul coming forward is fouled by Diawara. That's the last thing we needed. There was no point in doing that. We're down to 10 men for the last 5 minutes. Madrid with the free kick. Out to Rafa Suarez. There's Alcacer. Tackled by Florenzi. Comes to Denayer, but saved by Murray. Still 5 minutes left for us to try and push forward. One goal will send us through. But it's not going to be easy with just 10 men on the pitch. Free kick for Madrid outside the area, and it has gone into the back of the net. It doesn't change things too much. We still need one goal, and that will at least force extra time, but it really isn't making things any better for us. Here's Florenzi. He sends the ball into the middle, comes back to him. Now Asensio, out to Florenzi again. He's got 4 players in the middle. Gabbiadini's one of them, and his shot is blocked. We've got a last-minute corner. Florenzi takes it. It's cleared by the first man. He'll get another chance though, and he's looking for Rog, but it is cleared away properly. Florenzi with the throw-in. Finds Asensio. Florenzi then drills the crossing, but it's straight into the arms of Szczesny, and we've just not been good enough today. Lucero puts the ball into Bentancur. Then again, it's cleared away by Florenzi, but Quesada's all on his own up there. He's not going to be able to influence this game. There's just a few seconds left. And there's the full-time whistle. That away goal that we suffered in the first leg is the reason that we've gone out today. That is really not good enough from the team. Getting sent down to 10 men as well. Meaning that we go out of the competition. It would have been Leicester, I think, that we would have played in the final. Which just makes it so much worse because that probably would have been a free pass to the Champions League. And instead, now it's Atletico Madrid against Leicester. Atletico will almost certainly win this competition, and it means that we cannot qualify for the Champions League now. That is all over for us for another year. Well, despite the disappointment of going out of the Europa League at the semi-final stage, we do still have a job to do in Serie A, and that starts at home with Cagliari. We then have Cesena away from home. Just a quick look at the league table ahead of this game. Everybody else has played, and if we win, we can close the gap on third place down to just 5 points. But with 2 games to go, that's still looking pretty much impossible, but it will maintain our 4-point gap over Fiorentina, which is the main thing, because we are still not guaranteed Europa League football, so we need to get the points on the board. The team is pretty fresh for this, and Pires obviously returns after being cup tied for the Europa League. The rest of the team is exactly as it was against Atletico Madrid, because I'm pretty settled on what my strongest team is at this point, and hopefully we can strengthen a few key positions in the summer. Corner for Cagliari, put into the middle. Koulibaly gets it away, and Asensio can now break forward. He's got players to his left, and that's a brilliant pass to Odja. Straight back to Gabbiadini. There's a man on the far side of the box, but it's come to the edge of the area. Diawara's picked it up. Still in possession, finds Asensio. Now Traore in the box, puts it in, and Morgenstern is in the right place to touch that past the goalkeeper and give us the lead. Capuano sends the ball out wide to Mosca. He sends into Cinelli, over the top for Sano. And it's cut out by Odja. Now Pires can counter-attack down the left flank. He's got Morgenstern ahead of him in the middle. Pires just crowded out there, but he's won the ball back. Now he does pass it on to Odja. Inside to Diawara. He sends it forward to Morgenstern. There's Gabbiadini. Back to Diawara. Odja again. Gabbiadini does that classic shot that he loves to do. A quick turn on the edge of the area and firing it into the bottom corner where the keeper can't reach it. Well, there's absolutely no doubt that we totally dominated Cagliari, and Rog cracks one into the top corner just to make sure of it in the 92nd minute. A stunning finish. Cagliari with just 2 shots in this game, none on target. I think that's the first time we've shut a team out completely in Serie A. We did it quite a lot at Monaco, but now it's the first time we've managed to do it here, and it's 3 more crucial points on the board and 3 goals as well, if it does by any chance go down to goal difference for a position. But at the moment, 4-point gap over Fiorentina gives me a lot of confidence. It's all about whether we can catch that 5 points. It's still mathematically possible, but we need both Milan and Palermo to lose their next 2 games, which is almost certainly not going to happen. Well, the pressure is on going into this game against Cesena because we have got to win. Fiorentina have already won their game earlier today, so they are now just 1 point behind us, and we have still got to play Juventus in the final game of the season. But if we win this match, we will close the gap possibly on Milan and Palermo down to 2 points, but we will also guarantee European football for next season, which was the main target when I took over the club. So that would be huge if we were able to do that with a game to spare, especially given who that game is against. I'm not giving up on the Champions League football, even though it is practically impossible at this point. Just 1 point for either Milan or Palermo in their last 2 games will give them that European Champions League football. So we would have to be the most fortunate team in Football Manager history to do that. But against Cesena, we are using the same 11 that we've been using a lot lately. They've had a week's rest. They're completely fresh for the first time in a long time as well. So I'm hoping for a very good performance, given Cesena are down in about 18th place in the league. We are totally dominating Cesena at the moment. 14 shots, 7 on target. They're yet to have an effort on goal, or on target on goal anyway. And here's Diawara with the ball for us. Now Odja. You can play a ball over the top for Pires. It is cut out. Back with Odja. Now Asensio can give it a try. It's Morgenstern to Gabbiadini. Switches flank brilliantly to Traore, who brings it down, puts it in. It is headed away. Asensio can send it out to the right, which he does. Florenzi can try and put it in. It's cleared out again, and Asensio can't get there, but Diawara cleans up. Odja to Morgenstern into Pires, but straight at the goalkeeper. Asensio with the free kick. He sends it out wide to Masaccio. Now Traore can maybe take it down the left. Instead he comes inside. Asensio into Morgenstern, finds Pires, and there's no stopping that one. That was a beautiful arrow right into the top corner. The keeper unable to get nowhere near it. Traore onto Odja, bringing the ball forward. Finds Morgenstern. He's got a man to his left. Gabbiadini's arriving on the right. Morgenstern trying to do it on his own, but then does choose to find Gabbiadini. Asensio onto Odger. Good position to have a strike, but it comes to Pires. Hits a woodwork, but Morgenstern following up will finish that all day long. 25 goals for him this season. Florenzi with the throw-in, finds Gabbiadini. Now Morgenstern steps inside, finds Odger, and he just cracks an effort into the back of the net. 3-0. Cesena yet to have a shot in this game. That's well over a game and a half now without an opposition having a shot on target against us. Florenzi with the corner, in towards Vaz, who chases after it. Still got about 4 players in the middle. Pires with a good step, pulls it back. Diawara puts the effort wide. That should have been an easy goal. Ghizzardi puts the ball into the middle. It is headed away. It comes to Bizambi. Now Kone. Back to Clemenza. Ghizzardi finds Bizambi, who's got Bizamble rather. Great name either way. Ball played forward to Odger. He then sends it down the line for Morgenstern. That was a tight pass, but he managed to get it through. Kone has stolen the ball back though. Now it's Campanese to Kone. Over to Copolero. Now Tremoloda. Skips past one player and is still going on his run. Excellent run from him. He puts it into the middle and Davison has completely finished that one off. That was quite a good run down that left flank, but we shouldn't have given them that much room. Well, there's just 30 seconds left in this match. We are almost certainly going to get the 3 points now, which means that we will be qualifying for the Europa League, but I think Milan have beaten Sampdoria today, which means that we won't be qualifying for the Champions League. Roma losing 4-2 to Cagliari is quite funny, but there is the final whistle. We have got 3 more crucial points. It's been a fantastic turnaround since we took over. The team were languishing down as low as 10th, alongside the likes of Lazio, and I remember when Torino were not far off catching us. But now with a game to go, we have secured 5th place. Fiorentina and Roma both unable to catch us, but we are still too far away from both Milan and Palermo because of the goal difference. Well, actually, the goal difference with Palermo, maybe not that bad. We could possibly overturn that, but given we're playing Juventus, that is almost certainly not going to happen. So we're pretty much guaranteed 5th place, but that does give us European football next season. Well, here is confirmation we have qualified for the Europa League. We've also got our budget from the board, and it's a pretty terrible one, just £14.5 million. I think the wage budget is quite generous, though. If we have a quick look at the board, we're currently spending £2.1 million, so that is really not generous at all. It's about where it is now. That is not ideal. That is going to be very tough to bring people in. There might just be one signing. Unless I can shift a few players out of the squad, we're really going to struggle to bring people in. But there are a lot of players on high wages and with quite a high age. It's a big squad. I think the reserves are also quite large. So there will be work that we can do. I mean, that's a huge under-20s squad. We can definitely shift a lot of these players out and hopefully get a bit of cash in so that we can try and sign the excellent players that we need to make it into the next level. Well, no surprises in the Europa League final. Atletico Madrid hammering Leicester 4-0. Kolasinac getting sent off in the first half didn't help Leicester much at all, but they were already struggling at that point, I would imagine. 4 second half goals though for Atletico Madrid, doing all of the damage, and that is a trophy that really should have been ours. There's no way we should have gone out to Atletico Madrid in the semis, but it shows what kind of work we really need to get on with in the transfer market to step up to become a Champions League team ready for next season. Well, the final match of this episode and our league season is at home against Juventus, which will be an interesting test of how far we've progressed since I took over the club, because the first day that I was in this job, we were hammered 6-1 away by Juventus. A huge blow to us right at the beginning. So it'll be interesting to see if we can now match them as a force, because we've been absolutely fantastic since I came in. I mean, this is where I came in, that 6-1 defeat just there. And since then, we've had an incredible run of form, firing us up into 5th place in the league. And I think had I been here from the start of the season, we easily would have qualified for the Champions League. if not being in the title race. I don't think we would have won it, but we certainly would have been there and thereabouts. So this will be an interesting test of how far behind Juventus we are as we head into the summer, our first summer at Napoli. The team is, as it always is, the settled 11. It'll be interesting to see how many of these survive to next season, given the small transfer budget that we've been allocated. But hopefully they can finish the season off in style, and this is a good warm-up for that cup final with Juventus in a week's time. Asensio bringing the ball forward. He goes past one Juventus player, then slips it into Morgenstern, who goes. They could be going down to 10 men as well. It's just a yellow. He gets away with that one. Penalty being taken by Gabbiadini, but it's saved by Stamenkovic. That's so unfortunate. We could have done with that going in. Asensio back to Misakio. Now Odje. Plays the ball into Gabbiadini. Reverse to Morgenstern, and he's put it wide. We are going so close to taking the lead. Free kick for Asensio, and he does finally give us a lead. We could have been 3-0 up at this point, but I will take any kind of lead against Juventus. Florenzi to Asensio, inside to Diawara. He finds Morgenstern. Ball sent out wide to Florenzi again. Inside to Asensio, ball into Morgenstern, and Gabbiadini scores in the bottom corner to make it 2-0. Diawara picks up the ball, then plays it forward to Asensio. Ball slipped into Morgenstern, out wide to Florenzi. He can put the cross in, and it's come to Pires, but it's gone wide. Odja heads it towards Morgenstern. Costas has the ball. He then finds Bragança. Ball behind for Ricci. He's got two people to his right. He pulls it in, and Dybala has scored that one. I think it took a big deflection on its way in, but he has made it 2-1, and this game is not over for us. Florenzi with the throw, finds Sensi. Odja back to Florenzi. Ball into the middle, is headed away. Here's Bernardeschi to Luan. Ball comes to Asensio. Odja forward to Morgenstern. Ball slipped into Bernard, in on goal, but he's put it wide. We could have been 5 or 6 up today. Corner from Florenzi, sent towards the back post. Koulibaly down, and Bernard does drill it into the bottom corner for 3-1, and we are definitely getting a dose of revenge on Juventus today. Well, this has been an absolutely fantastic performance against Juventus, showing the turnaround in the club. It's a nice story, actually, that our first game and our first day was that 6-1 defeat to Juventus, and now at the end of the season, we've managed to beat them 3-1 ahead of the cup final that we have with them, where hopefully we can win our first bit of silverware. Referee's about to blow his whistle. There it is. Our league season has come to an end, but it's come to an end in brilliant fashion, beating the champions 3-1 at home, and making sure that we actually finished level with Palermo on 66 points. 5 points off the top 4. We're going to need to get a few more points next season, but given we'll have a whole season to do it, there's no reason we can't finish in the top 3, if not have a go at Juventus for the title. We did finish 7 points clear of Fiorentina in the end, so we were quite safe in 5th place, but we did a very good job to finish that high up the table. Well, that is going to be it for this episode. Worth noting that Koulibaly did get into the Serie A Defender of the Year team. It's been a fantastic league season, setting up an excellent finale against Juventus at the Olimpico Stadium. That's going to be a big cup final. We will be live coming that tomorrow, so make sure to check in to see how we get on that. We'll also do an end of season review and take a look at where our former teams are and what's been happening to them since we left, and just sort of have a look at what our plans will be for next season. So make sure to subscribe if you haven't already and you want to see that. Make sure to drop a like on this video if you've enjoyed the last 3 results, and forget this little disappointing result with Atletico Madrid. But that is all for this episode, and until next time, see ya.